Good morning, everyone, and welcome to my kitchen today. It is currently 7:30 in the morning. I've been up since 5. I get up at 5 every single day and get my day started with a morning walk outside. And I just love waking up before my kids do. Because if you have kids, once your kids wake up, the world is chaos. So there's some bliss for me waking up before my kids do, so I can enjoy that peace and quiet before they get up. So I'm drinking my cup of coffee, and I thought today would be a great day to do what I eat in a day as a type 1 diabetic. For those who are new, my name is Olivia, and I've been a type 1 diabetic for over 20 years. And in that 20 years, I've done my best to make living with diabetes more enjoyable and more sustainable. So I thought today I'd bring you guys along some of my simple daily recipes that get me through the day. So before we get started, give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoy these videos. This is my first time doing a video in this format. So if you like it, please let me know so that way I know to keep going at it. And to get started, as a little disclaimer, I always eat a very low carb breakfast because I am on the Omnipod 5 insulin pump and Dexcom. And my doctor had told me when I'm doing a morning workout, and today later on I'm doing a spin class, she recommended that I don't eat carbs before doing a workout. So that way I have as little insulin on board as humanly possible when starting a workout. And that avoids my lows during a workout. So today I'm gonna get started and I'll show you guys what I'm doing. I just love doing like a scrambled egg bowl with bacon and cheese, salsa, avocado. It keeps me full, it's high protein, it's delicious, I really enjoy it. So I will bring you along while I make that. And then lunch will be lunch, and dinner I'm doing a really easy crock pot recipe that I'm really excited about. I'll bring you along with that too. So thank you for checking in with me today. Thank you for clicking on this video. Stick around to the very end of this video, and I hope you enjoy the recipes today. So as I just mentioned, as per my doctor, when I'm doing a morning workout, I was directed to eat as low carb as humanly possible. So to get me started on my low carb breakfast, I love starting off the day with eggs. It has very low impact on my blood sugar. I used to be able to be okay with not eating before a workout and, not eating till 10, 11 o'clock, like the intermittent fasting. But since I'm pregnant, I have had a harder time because I'm in that stage now where I kind of want to eat everything in sight, as you can see by my little bump I have going on here. So that's right, baby's in the belly. So as a side note, I have 2 toddlers already. This is my 3rd baby. So in the background today, I'm a stay-at-home mom. You're going to hear my kids going off. And as per my daughter, Adeline, yes, mommy has a baby in her belly, right? Yeah. So to get started, I just put 2 eggs into a bowl. I scrambled them up. I'm going to spray my saucepan with some nonstick spray, and I'm just going to cook them up. I don't even feel like I need to show you guys this because it's scrambled eggs, and I'm pretty sure every human under the sun knows how to make scrambled eggs. And I'm going to season them up with some salt and pepper. I love adding garlic. You guys are sitting on my peppers, so I'm going to pick you up real quick and season my eggs up. And I'm just gonna cook them pretty hard. I like my scrambled eggs more on the well done side. And I see you grab a spoon now, or a spatula. And I'm just cooking my scrambled eggs. So when they're almost done, what I love to add to these eggs to make them more savory, now you can add deli ham, I've done that before, but I love adding these bacon crumbles from Sam's Club. They're delicious. And I feel like they taste even better when you warm them up and heat them up. So in the pan with the eggs, when they're almost done, I'll throw these bacon crumbles into the pan and just toss it around for a minute and let it heat on up, like so. So they're almost done, so I'm gonna toss the bacon in the pan. One of the things I love about this easy diabetic friendly breakfast is that, well, obviously it's low carb, but it's super quick. And my kids don't love when I eat food. They like to rush me. They like to make sure I'm very quick. So if I'm looking to make myself something to eat, I have to do it lickety-split before they catch on. Because once they catch on, then it's going to turn into me making them eggs they probably won't eat, or something random, or they're going to ask for me to fill up their water cup or milk cup, or change the show on TV, whatever it may be. So this is very quick and easy and delicious. So that's heating up. And then my next little hack is this is processed Velveeta American cheese. 35 calories a slice. I started using this when I was in a calorie deficit, and it melts really beautifully, and that's what I really love about it. So I take it and I'll put it on top of my eggs and I'll just let it melt. And once it melts, it almost becomes like that Philly cheesesteak cheese where you can stir it in and it becomes like a creamy egg bacon mixture. It's so darn delicious, and I always love melting the cheese. I know it's a little different. I feel like I haven't heard a lot of people melt cheese like that. Usually people use the shreds, but I've been doing that hack lately and I find that it's just so delicious. My avocado doesn't want to seem to open. And on top of my eggs, what I like to put on it is salsa and egg, salsa and egg, oh my God, salsa and avocado. And then I love to drizzle some hot sauce on top. You can use whatever hot sauce you like. This one's from Aldi's, if you haven't tried it. It's a spicy garlic hot sauce. I think they have all the time now. It's super delicious. I like run through this stuff. It's really, really flavorful, really delicious, and I love it. Let me just grab a bowl for my eggs. So my breakfast is almost done. The cheese is almost melted, and I'll show you guys what exactly it looks like when the cheese melts and I put it in my bowl. But it's almost like a bacon, egg, and cheese. It's just, I don't know. The cheese just makes it, in my opinion. And I'm just going to stir it on up. And I'll pick the pan to show you guys right there. The cheese just really melts beautifully. And I'm sure every processed American cheese would melt beautifully and do all of that, but there's just something magical about the Velveeta one, and I just always keep coming back to it. So there's my eggs. I'm going to toss them into my pan, and I'm going to push the leftovers off my spoon so I can get every last bite. And then now I'm just going to top with some salsa, just using the name brand salsa I have, and my avocado. So like I said, I'm going to my spin class later today. I'm not taking any insulin for this meal, so it really helps me have as little insulin on board as humanly possible. If you have Omnipod and you go to do a workout, your sugars tend to really drop because of that. But with the low carb breakfast, I found that I haven't had that problem as much. I go in and my sugar is maybe 120, and I do my workout and I have no insulin on board. My sugar stays pretty steady with that. Whereas before, when I was eating a more high carb breakfast, my sugars were falling because of the insulin I had on board. So if you guys have a pump, there's a little top tip for you. But regardless, here's my breakfast right here today. And when I get home, I will probably have a very big lunch because I'm going to be hungry. So I will go cater to my children now, eat my breakfast, and hope you guys enjoy the rest of your morning. But I am going to throw my dinner into my crock pot so that way it's ready way before we even need dinner ready. What I'm making for you guys today is crock pot marry me chicken. It's a higher fat, lower carb meal that's absolutely delicious over pasta, or you can serve it over rice, mashed potatoes, or you can just serve it on its own. It's really delicious. If I could compare it to anything, it's almost like a chicken Alfredo with sun-dried tomatoes, spinach, and all that delicious goodness. So what I love about this recipe I'm making is that it really only takes 3 hours in the crock pot on low, but I like to get it done and over with for the day, so that way whenever my husband gets home and we're ready for dinner, I just have to pop it on the table and we're good to go. So to get started, all I'm gonna do is take 4 thinly sliced chicken breasts and pan sear them on my stovetop. So as a disclaimer, I'm not cooking them all the way through. I'm literally just browning the edges of the chicken breast and throwing them in my crock pot. And then I'll show you what else I do to throw this recipe together for a quick and easy, low carb, diabetic friendly dinner. I have my chicken breast searing on my pan on the stovetop in a little bit of butter and a little bit of olive oil. And all I did was turn my heat on my stovetop to medium high because I wanted really to just brown the edges of the meat so it has that nice pretty golden sear. And I'm searing that off a few minutes on each side. So while that's doing that, I'm going to get ready what else we are putting in our crock pot. So all that's going in the crock pot right now are these ingredients I'm going to show you here. And then at the end of the 3-hour period when it's done cooking, you add in the rest. So to get started, you're going to put in a 1.5 cups of regular old chicken broth. Like that. And you're going to add in 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. The cornstarch is a thickening agent, so that will make it more of that thick sauce-like consistency you're looking for. So I'm going to add that in, and I'm going to whisk up this mixture first just to make sure it's evenly mixed. And then I'm going to add my seasonings to this mix so that way it's already there. You can add that right to your crock pot if you'd like, but since I'm doing it on film, I figured I would just do it right here in front of you guys. So first you're going to add about 4 cloves of garlic, and if you're new to my channel, as a disclaimer, I'm a very big eyeballer. I love garlic, so I went heavy on that. Next, you're going to put about half a teaspoon of onion powder, half a teaspoon of paprika, and 2 teaspoons of regular old Italian seasoning. And you're going to add that all in and mix it on up. So all the seasonings will give your chicken really good flavor in the crock pot. And I am going to pull you guys over to the chicken. Come on over. Come on over, guys. Put the light on so you can see. So you can see right here, my chicken's going. And I'm just cooking it for a few seconds on each side to get that nice golden color. And I seasoned the chicken with salt and pepper. So that way it would have nice flavor to start with, if you can see that. And I will pop everything in my crock pot, show you that, and then we just have to wait. That's all we have to do. That's the beauty of a crock pot. That is why, as a pregnant mom of 2 toddlers, crock pot's the way to go. And another thing I want to add about crock pots is crock pots are popular in the fall because they're known as comfort food and all of that. But in the summer, when you use a crock pot, it significantly reduces the amount of heat being put out into your kitchen throughout the day. When you turn that oven on or use your stove, it makes things so hot. So I love using the crock pot in the summer because it keeps my house cool all day. So I just love that. So that was a little promotion for crock pots. If you're not into them, I highly recommend them. But regardless, I digress. I will pop back in to show you me putting everything into my crock pot and getting it together for you guys. So as previously mentioned, there is the chicken breast that I just pan-seared. And now I'm just going to add in that liquid I made with you guys right on top, like so. And the last thing I'm going to add to my crock pot right now are the sun-dried tomatoes. And I like to add it at this step just because it does a good job of adding flavor. So this is the brand I'm using right here. I purchased it at Walmart. And I'm using about half of the bag and dumping that right on in on top. So all I'm going to do with the crock pot is put the lid on and cook it on low for about 3 hours. 3 hours to get the chicken cooked all the way through. And then after that, I will remove the chicken and add the rest of my ingredients to make the sauce really cheesy and creamy. And then dinner will be served and we will be good to go. Now, tell me, isn't this not the most easy dinner ever? And the fact it's diabetic friendly, low carb, I'm just always here for that. So I will see you guys in 3 hours. It is just about my lunchtime now, and I'm getting started on one of my favorite lunches. I've made different variations of this in my meal prep videos, if you've seen those, but this I am making fresh, and I love this lunch because it's something easy to throw together. All I'm using are these Just Bare chicken nuggets, and I'm throwing them in my air fryer for about 10 to 15 minutes or until they're done cooking. And I'm going to use a nice plentiful handful. And as a side note, because I don't think I mentioned in the beginning of this rant, I am making a honey mustard crispy chicken wrap. And that's very diabetic friendly, low carb, super delicious. And where I was inspired from this was, I don't know if you guys have seen Friendlies before. Now, I know Friendlies is like an East Coast thing, I believe. I don't believe they have them on the West Coast, but I grew up with Friendlies. And one of the best things they had there that I used to love to get was a honey mustard crispy chicken wrap. But their wraps weren't low carb, their honey mustard had loads of sugar in it, their chicken was deep fried, so it wasn't that healthy. Plus I would get a giant plate of french fries on the side, so not very diabetic friendly. So I decided to make a diabetic friendly version, and now I'm just absolutely obsessed. So I'm gonna get started by cooking my Just Bare chicken tenders or chicken bites, whatever you have on hand. And if you haven't tried this brand before, they're lightly breaded chicken tenders. So in a serving, which is 3 ounces, you're looking at 9 grams of carbs. which isn't bad for a breaded chicken product. So I'm going to air fry these up, and then I will show you how I put my wrap together. My chicken just came out of the air fryer. It is crispy and delicious, just like so. And all I'm gonna do is cut it up into pieces. You don't have to do this, but for some reason, I just feel like it makes it more authentic to the Friendly's recipe I was telling you guys about. And also, as a side note, this is the most simple recipe of like all time. So for my wraps, I'm using, as per usual, the Mission Carb Balance wraps, and all they are 3 net carbs per wrap. And these are the burrito size, my absolute favorite, because I feel like they make a nice sized wrap. So to start, I'm gonna put a drizzle of the Ken's Light Honey Mustard on my wrap at the bottom. I know that this is not 100% sugar-free, but it tastes so good. I just feel like it's worth it. And some things are just not worth the compromise, in my opinion, and that being one of it. So I'm gonna put my chicken right onto the burrito, and I'm going to top it with 2 slices of cheese. You can use whatever cheese you'd like. I'm just gonna use flavor cheese. Not sure if you guys can hear it or not. I'm not sure if you can hear it, but my Omnipod is beeping off, letting me know that my sugar is going low. So this makes it a very authentic experience for you guys. Put my cheese on. Now I'm gonna add my Ken's Honey Mustard again, because you can't have too much. And I'm going to put a nice handful of spinach on top as my veggie. I feel like spinach just does a really good job in wraps, just masking any flavor you're looking for, adding that veggie and that crunch. And now I'm just gonna fold it each sides and roll it into a nice burrito. Just like so. And I'm not gonna eat it right yet because I have a thing with burritos where I like the cheese to be melted. So I'm going to come over here, sit you guys right on my counter. Right there. There we go. Sorry, this is like the most authentic video ever for you guys because it's kind of chaotic. And now you have my sugar being low, makes it more of an authentic experience. And I have my stove on and a hot pan, and I'm just going to melt and kind of crisp up the wrap, and I'm going to put it face down, seam side down into the pan like so. And I'm going to sear it on each side for a few seconds, for about a minute. So that way the wrap can get nice and brown, the cheese will melt, and also it won't be open anymore. The seam will close on the wrap and it will be delicious. So that's it. All it is cheese, honey mustard, chicken, and spinach in a wrap. It's absolutely delicious. It tastes just like that honey mustard wrap I was telling you guys about Friendly's. And it's very low carb and absolutely delicious. So I'm going to sear this up, and I will take a picture and add it to the thumbnail of this video so you guys can see what it ends up looking like. But as you heard, or maybe you didn't hear, you just heard me say it, my sugar's getting low, so I'm going to take care of that because I don't want it to be that authentic in a video where my sugar drops low, I pass out, and you know, all hell breaks loose. But regardless, that was my lunch, my very diabetic friendly, delicious lunch. It may be diabetic friendly, but it does not taste like it. It tastes like you are indulging. So enjoy. But while my burrito was toasting up, and as I mentioned, it was sealed, I did take care of my blood sugar. What I had was a spoonful of peanut butter, and I dipped it in regular sugared old jelly and ate it. I love peanut butter and jelly, and I typically eat sugar-free jelly, but when that happens, one thing that I find to be quick and easy is a quick and easy spoonful of peanut butter and regular old jelly. It helps kind of pop me out of it really quickly. It's delicious. I love it. And I really want to show you guys how this burrito would turn out. I will still take a picture and show it to you in my thumbnail, but all I'm doing is cutting it in half right here for you and showing you the inside. It just is so delicious. You have your spinach, your chicken, your cheese is melted, you have your honey mustard. It's just so delicious, and I highly, highly, highly recommend it. So this is my lunch today, guys. So the 3 hours is done, and my chicken is done in my crock pot. So all I'm gonna do is take the chicken out of the crock pot, leave everything else in there, add only 2 ingredients, and then add the chicken back in, and my dinner will be served. So let me turn you around, add everything to my crock pot, and you will see how this easy 3 hour crock pot dinner comes together. So this looks pretty nasty. I took the chicken out. You can see what it looks like. It doesn't look like anything appetizing, but what you're gonna add in is about 3/4 a cup of heavy cream to make it more sauce-like. As usual, I'm just eyeballing, and about 3/4 a cup of Parmesan cheese. I like using a blend of cheese, so I'm using the grated cheese, and I'm also using some shredded cheese. So I'm gonna dump all of that in there, mix it on up, just like that, and it creates a delicious sauce. Now, if you prefer it, you can also do this with half and half instead of heavy cream, but I just love the richness that the heavy cream pulls into this meal. And all you have to do now is just put the chicken back in, and dinner is done. All I have to do is wait for my husband to get home, serve up dinner, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna eat this as is. My kids, I will make pasta, and they will just love this on up. So that does it for my 3 meals today as a type 1 diabetic. Thank you guys for coming along with me, and I'm so sorry for the chaos. I hope this was a very realistic video for you guys as a pregnant diabetic trying to make it through the day with low carb options that are easy and delicious. So I hope you guys enjoyed the realistic version of that with the no makeup and the sugar dropping low and the kids talking in the background. But regardless, thank you guys for sticking around to the very end of the video. I hope you enjoyed everything. And if you want to see more videos like this, please leave it in the comments below. Give this video a big thumbs up, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.